How's it going, everybody? I had something kind of supernatural, freaky happen while I was sleeping, and I didn't go to bed. Got to like 10 a.m. I fell asleep on the couch maybe 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m. And of course, I was in a dream, and I just felt this whoosh. Is the best way to explain it. How's my volume? I was not. I did not feel like I was physically touched. I did not uh, hear a voice, but it was like something unique. Because usually when you wake up from a dream, you're like, oh, I'm falling, or, just something startles you, or you just naturally just wake up. And it's just kind of this smooth and easy awakening. And you'll think about, well, I was just dreaming about something, but it's the same every time in that regard. This was not. This was like something, the best way I can describe it, because it was unique. It was nothing that's I've ever experienced, but it was just like a whoosh, just like a whoosh, voila. Well, I don't know. And it was not startling, but I was startled, but it was comfortable, but it was like, wake up without the words. And y'all know me, everything's about numbers. So I immediately knew or was spiritually instructed to look at the alarm clock to timestamp it to see what time it was. And it was 3:25, which is the date of this coming lunar eclipse. So that's all I got. I got nothing else for you. That's Just thought I'd pass it along. So we are now entered into this very unique time of a new moon at a 00 time frame. And it just happens to be Antichrist and Strong's Concordance 500, 500. The new moon was at 5:00 a.m. Guess I was awake for that, wasn't I? And what's unique about it is it gives us a full moon that is also zeroed out. This is Eastern time zones. My time zone's the future Antichrist Trump's time zone. And it gives you a full moon lunar eclipse at 3:00. 300. We know UFC 300 is next. 300, the movie was about war. Of course, in a few hours, it's Monday, March 11th. It is the opposite on a calendar of 9/11. If it was one big circle, which it is because there's no gap, you go from January 31st. I mean, you go from December 31st right over to January 1st. It's one big connection. So if it's one big circle, they're direct opposite. Just like they did the Michael Jackson ritual, which I don't think anything happened to him. I don't really know what that was. I know there was a child, Michael Jackson, who looked like a regular kid. And we saw him evolve, but after a while, things just got really weird. And I don't know if we were dealing with a clone or what, but it just didn't seem human. And it was certainly the center of their circus for quite some time. 5 a.m. new moon, 3 a.m. full moon, and it's a lunar eclipse. 311 is opposite 9/11. Oh, Michael Jackson's event, his ritual was June 25th, which is the exact opposite of Christmas Day. That's all that was. What else? I got some prep for you. So, Michael, our contributor, from time to time, he's got he does a lot on Twitter. I think it's Michael in Truth on X or Twitter. And Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 11/9. With the picture, it shows the nuke in DC. The trailer's 201 long. From the movie's release to when this Trump doral begins on 4/4 of 24, it's 2022 days. 222 code in Gematria will also equal Trump shot and killed, event 201 for event 201. Back in 2019, Donald John Trump Sr., the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist System, Key to the Apocalypse, President Kamala Harris, which potentially could be coming soon. Also, of course, 1946, President Xi Jinping, trouble with China. I know, and Donnie Darko, of course, the girl there is from China. They call her, some of the rude boys call her China. Surfside condo collapse, 1016 days to the 4445 range, and 116 is upside down backwards 9/11. It's one of their biggest codes. It's also 33 months, 11 days, 311 code. From Surfside Building to Doral is 18 miles with 6 plus 6 plus 6. The entire collapse on 88th Street was a Trump ritual. Yes, of course. And all the world is staged. Trump is going down on his golf course on 4/4/45 100%, Michael says. So 100% is pretty big. John Daly with a mask is what people think is the potential of the amazing Trump golfer is really John Daly with a mask. So that's interesting. Because of Mission Impossible, they always showed the mask. All right, Revelation 13:3, day 133. All right, so when we look at all right, so day 130 would be the event if it's May 9th, which is extremely high watch day. Rising on May 11th, which transfer portals over to September 11th, using the transfer portal of time of January 10th, 2022. Long story, lots of videos on that. Just ask in the comments. I'll try to get you the video back when we discovered that and how real it is. It's fascinating. The day after would be May 12th, and it's the 133rd day of the year, which does match Revelation 13:3. Deadly wound, but did live. And that would be his first day, first full day of living after the deadly wound, after rising the previous day spiritually. Just an observation there. Trump pink UFC. So Trump arrives in Miami UFC. I'm going to show you Miami also. And this guy's wearing a pink tie. One of the fighter of the main event was wearing the pink shorts, which was unique. They had the pink prime. I showed you at well, it's not Telling Truth 3 anymore, is it? What is that new channel called again? I changed photos. It's called Mystery Babylon Right Eye. And it's got Donnie Darko with his right eye. That's the channel. I use for my social media um, with local people. I don't share this channel with local people. I did a long time ago. If any subscribed, well, that's just, they're grandfathered in, but it's too bizarre with the way we number stuff and track stuff. But the guy that came in with Trump had the pink tie. We show on the other video the 7-Eleven, which is Revelation 11:7 code. Long story. I explain it in that video. And it was the big pink monster logo. It's a good video. So at least you're tabbing these guys, somebody said 21 hours ago. That's funny. So, and we're going to get into Miami in just a second. But yeah, the pink tie, the pink shorts, the Prime logo is yellow and pink. Yellow for the solar and pink for the lunar. It's called the pink full moon. It's new moon that delivers it or births it is the total solar eclipse that makes X across America. So you got the yellow and the pink combined now in all their logoing. Could be nothing. Maybe Michael's right. It is the golf course, Doral. But yeah, there's Trump walking in. Up, not sure which Trump that is of the twin Trumps. Pink on UFC mat. So there's your Prime. On the other side of that bottle is the yellow colors. And what's funny is when I took the photo in the UFC, literally 11:17. Is he rising on the pink full moon? I don't know. We never know. So I want to get into T-Mobile, which is the next UFC fight. T-Mobile logo. And they're basically on off pink or pink, aren't they? And we know Bain said time to go mobile. And right after that, the stock market crashed for Bruce Wayne. Same actor, Christian Bale. You know how they do. They just move their actors around telling you the same story. He was in the movie The Big Short, which is all about the big crash. So T-Mobile, Trump going mobile, pink, full moon. UFC is always at T-Mobile Arena. So Donnie Darko gave us some timelines. I will tell you that October 15th for the event, him rising on October 17th, take out the 0, it's 117 for Revelation 11:7 rising. It is the full moon that he would rise up through, like in iPad Godi, rise up through a full moon. It is the full moon that is delivered to us from the Ring of Fire eclipse on October 2nd, the Donnie Darko date. Ring of Fire is a new moon that gives us the full moon of October 17th. October 17th was also when the Seahawks were at Heinz Field playing the Steelers, which was the game back in 2017. No, when was that? I feel like it was 2021. Seahawks at Pittsburgh, October 17th.
According to
It's 2021.
Steelers 23-20 Seahawks.
And the score was 23-20.
Final score, ESPN.
Which backwards is 2023 last year. But that were the two teams in the Dark Knight Rises. It was clearly the Steelers. They even used Steelers players, and then the other team's uniforms were the only team with those uniforms is the Seahawks. So that was a big deal. And Cellar Door, October 26th would also be an interesting time because 10/26 is Donnie Darko's release. 10/26 is releases or premieres of Skyfall and Spectre, and was gigantic on that wrecked car of, I think it's The Spy Who Loved Me, which we've shown you many times. Cellar Door, or him going down on the 26th and rising spiritually on the Gateway Arch date of October 28th. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Anyway, um, we'll get to that when we get to it. I mean, really and truly, speculating to October 15th at this present time is just that's just a little too far out. That's almost like getting into the lunar eclipses of 2025. I just we're just going to have to wait. But him going down right before the election, yeah. World War, Civil War, everything everywhere all at once. You better believe it. So of course, it's all quite possible. And I definitely want to save this, so let me bookmark it somehow. So the prime number, the 135th prime number is 761. The 761st prime number is one. I'm confused now. Prime number list, Wikipedia. We know that 404 verses of Revelation plus 357 of Daniel gives us 761. And the 135th prime number, thank you, is 761. Last night's bout with these two jokers wearing their solar yellow and pink full moon, they were the 135-pound bantamweight class. So that is a heavy code. It's a prime number code. You have prime on the mats advertising prime hydration, also coded with the solar yellow and the pink full moon. This is really big tells for him going down on the 21st, rising on the pink full moon. Just gigantic. I want you to look at Miami for a second, where Trump was at Miami. He's been at the last two UFC Miami events. His Miami Doral, again, is a potential event spot coming up right before that total solar eclipse. That forms the X across America, along with the total solar eclipse of August 21st, 2017. Miami has 9/11 right in the middle of it, so no wonder. It's also Adam and Eve code through gematria, using Jewish gematria, Adam and Eve, and simple gematria, Adam and Eve, added all together gives you 797. And the 139th prime number is 797. So it's 139, 139. It's a 13 with 9/11 in the middle of a 13 and a 39 also. But basically, Miami has 9/11 right in the heart of it with double digits on each side. Interesting. The Donnie Darko timeline. So I have that twice too. Oh, because I pinned it now. That's why. LOL. Let's see if I got anything else for you. So April 21st in Gematria gives you the shot heard round the world, which is gigantic. Let's see what else it gives us. So it gives you Baron William Trump in the Gematria. Um, what happened? Baron William Trump is also a match for April 21st. All right, hang on. Washington Commanders is a match. So I wonder what day they released that logo. I'd love to run that date. Let's see if I can find it. Well, don't you just know it was Groundhog Day? February 2nd, 2002. February 2nd, 2022. What am I saying? Nothing really big for the event day, but I want you to look at the rising day on the pink full moon. It's 811, which is their 88 code. 8 times 11 is 88. And it's 222 code. 2 years, 2 months, 21 days. All right, fascinating. That's just the first page. Let me look at one more page of it, of the Gematria matches for April 21st. I want to look at April 23rd while we're at it. That would be the rising day. That would be the day the book of Revelation would officially be open to where we're living in it in real time. It already, I see, has very interesting numbers to it. Let's look at the overall. You have 222 code for English ordinal. And you have 1332 for English gematria, which is 6 times English ordinal. That's pretty fascinating. All right, let's go ahead and look at the gematria of it. Prince Charles of Wales, Antichrist comes up, which they're all just psychological operations for Trump, of course, as they've tried to float you that many times. And January 14th comes up all the way around. It comes up in English gematria and in the Jewish gematria. So I want to run that date to our date. It has to be this year, right? Perfect 100 days. It's the church in minutes, 144,000. Perfection. 2,400 hours. 864, and then the rest zeros in the seconds. So 86 is present. It's very that's supernaturally interesting there. Wow. All right, let's keep looking. We should look up pink full moon in gematria. Emmanuel Macron comes up immediately. Stephen King, The Cell comes up immediately. Hang on, I'll find you some other items. Sacred Geometry comes up. Flip the Switch. That would speak to the technology. 32 comes up. Oprah Winfrey comes up. Secret Window. Forrest Gump, if that's spelled correctly, comes up. Christmas Tree. Amy Winehouse. This has a lot of matches. Beginning of the End. Trick or Treat. That's Pink Full Moon matches a lot of stuff. Once in a Blue Moon, 104, which would be 401, 014, 041, all of it. George W. Bush Jr. comes up. Is there a W. Bush Jr.? I don't know. Not sure about that. Health insurance comes up, which is always their big arguing point around election time. The clock tower comes up. 252 comes up, which is also 225, 522. 229 comes up, which is 292. 922. Anyway, enough of that. Well, I just clicked off things that I shouldn't have. I don't know what they were. I think it was the Pink Floyd albums. Pink Floyd's first album, you get 20717 or 20,717 in the days. 207 is 119 Donald plus 88 Trump. His name in simple gematria, the sum of it. 207 is a gigantic code that very few people use or understand. We have A Saucer Full of Secrets, June 28th, 1968. And that's a major direct hit because on the 86ing day, it's 20,386. 38 is Murder in Reverse Full Reduction, I think it is. That means on the rising day, it's going to be 88. 20,388. Perfection, right? So Pink Floyd's album releases all have to be looked at. One of them is on November 7th, which is all about 11/7 rising. It's called Umagunda. It's called Umaguma, excuse me. Let me run that date real quick. Remember, Donald Trump is 138 in simple gematria. 138 times this year. 138 times 2024 does give you Murder in simple gematria 79 on March 12th on a till Tuesday. Down on Tuesday, up on Thor Day, Thursday. Thor with the right eye patch. Till Tuesday, sang a song of Donnie Darko. So it's definitely something to track. Total lunar to total lunar, gateway arch to gateway arch. It's 149 days. Let's keep going though with the Pink Floyd stuff. So there was a movie called More. Well, there's the More soundtrack. Well, what about the movie More? So the movie More is 11/7 in minutes. So August 4th, 69, we're going to have to run. August 4th, 1969. I feel like we already ran that, didn't we? Wasn't that the release of Pink Floyd's? I do believe it was, but no matter. Let's just so 19986 to the pink full moon. All right. And more also has October 21st in France, which is Antichrist, code 121 19908. It's nothing big, it's nothing spectacular. Definitely wanted to look at it. What else do we want to look at? I'll do the pink. Let's see if I have anything else for y'all because the Pink Floyd items I can do a little bit at a time. The reason why, let me just tell you the reason why we have to look at October 17th is that full moon is at 726. 726 is Antichrist in English gematria, which is English ordinal times 6 or simple gematria times 6. It's called English gematria. That full moon that's delivered by the total solar eclipse on Donnie Darko's date, that is 7:26 a.m. October 17th, which is 11/7. There it is, 7:26. You get a new moon December 1st, which when you write that out, that date out, it's since it's the 12th month, the first day, that's 121, which is Antichrist. That new moon on 121 Antichrist is at 121 a.m. So you have Antichrist in English gematria and simple gematria, or English gematria and simple, or English gematria and English ordinal, 726 and 121. You have it coded from full moon October 17th to new moon December 1st. This is before the election and after the election. Donnie Darko is all about the election and October 2nd, which is the solar eclipse that delivers that first Antichrist time-stamped full moon. From full moon Antichrist 726 to new moon on at 1:21 a.m. on 121 12/1. It's 45 days, which is always his big number, isn't it? When we run Trump to that, it's 28615, which is, if you take my time of birth, 1046 times my number, 82362, it begins with 8615. My number is 82362 because my birthday is 7 times 6 times 1961. So 28615. Yeah, and then I just started running different personal ciphers to that date. Somebody I think was a palindrome. I'll tell you who I would want to look at. My 1117 friend that wore 45. And he is 711 on the rising day. If you run it to the 86ing day of 2 days before on the 15th, he's 23709. 79 is murder in simple gematria. My gateway arch friend is 18615. There's the 8615 again because she's 9998 days, 9,998 days apart from Trump. So on every just 2 days apart, they will have the same last four digits. But magnificently, she has 1117 coded on the 86ing day of October 15th. Should be 50 years, 11 months, 17 days, or 611 months, 17 days. Either way, 11 followed by 17 is present. It's double 1117 on the 86ing day of 2 days before that full moon. That's a big deal. I guess I will start that particular playlist. As I might look at it from time to time. The transfer portal. No, that's not what that is. Let's look at the transfer portal for October 15th. It's the biblical 144 weeks. If you run the portal to the in-between day of him going down and rising, it's 10 days. It's 1,010 days. So now we're going to run that through the portal. There's our October 16th. Now we're going to subtract it and see where it takes us to. April 6, 2019. I was just curious. And that's everything. Oscars are on. I need to go check them out. Watch that ritual for a myriad of reasons. All right, love you.